Are you guys excited for the new map? Of course you are. So am I, and that's why I'm excited to show it to you. How's it going, everybody? Force here, and in today's video, we're gonna take a walkthrough of the new map. Now, this video is gonna be structured differently from a lot of my videos that you've watched, namely that this one is unscripted and unedited for the most part. I'm probably going to show some like sweeping vistas and landscapes or whatever of the map, but in general, the commentary is lined up with the gameplay. Now, normally I try to do a lot of editing, but I really thought, I sat down for a while and I thought, what would be the best way to show them this new map and really give them a sense of the feel of the map, the different areas to it. And I realized that if I did any cutting and editing between things, it's going to be disjointed and you won't have a clear image of how the map is laid out. And that's the opposite of what I want to do here. So yeah, we're going to do live commentary, so let's just get going. The first thing I want to do is show you the main path, and then from the main path, all the branching side areas, all the little special secret things that you can do. So yeah, let's begin. This is the attacking team. We're going to go from attacking point A all the way through to the end of the map. And actually, the map is, I did some testing, and it's slightly smaller than Gibraltar. So it's not like a tremendously large map, but it's not teeny tiny either. It's certainly not Volsky Industries. So this is the attacking team's little pub starting area. And then from here, we've got this Z-shaped corridor. So we go out here, we take a right this way, and this leads us to the first choke point. Now again, there's a bunch of side branching areas, but we're going to show that off later. Going through the first choke point and around this little tower is where the payload is. So however way you get here, you'll get to the payload. You know, stand, cap. There's a few areas you can go and like line of sight people over there. There's there's a whole bunch of side areas on this one map. That's really cool. Now, once you've captured the payload, we'll be going through past this gate and various means. You can even go up over the top over there. And then this leads us to the second large area. We've got another winding path. The payload is going to come around this way, underneath this bridge, and then through here. So this is the final area. This is the castle itself. It's got a couple of entrances, left, right, and up and over, if you're a hero that can do that. And this leads us to the final area where the payload will go down this little zigzag. And then once the payload has arrived right at the king's feet, then you have won the map. Or, you know, obviously, if you stopped it from happening, well, I guess then you also won the map, but from the other side. Anywho, alright, so now that is the main path. That is the main corridor. Now, as you've seen as we've walked through, it's not tremendous. It's not a tremendously large main area, but the thing that this map does have is just a plethora of side areas and vertical spots that you can go. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So this next part of the video is where we're going to get into that, and I think you're probably going to find this the most interesting. But I figured for context, we want to lay the framework of where is the main walking path, how is the payload moving. Okay, so from that, starting at the attacking team's point A, there's a few exits. There's the front exit we took. There's also this side exit over here, and this just wraps around this way to right there. This is the main area that you walk. So it's just like a different way to go out. Maybe in case the defending team, for whatever reason, decided to hunker up right here, try to stop you from coming out there. But there's also an exit right over here. So we'll go up this way to show you. No. Okay. There's an exit right over here as well, and this can lead you, but this is a more interesting exit because unlike the left exit that just has you wrapping around to right over there, this exit gives you a few different options. You can go into this building, there's a large health pack there, and in this building you can face that right here at this first choke point. And then you can also go, instead of through the building that way, through this door, you can go up this way into the building, through there. There's a wraparound at a lower level, and this leads once again to that choke point. And then there's also this higher up wraparound, which again leads to the choke point. A little side room here, doesn't go anywhere, but there's a health pack and some guitars if you want to play them. And then from this choke point, okay, how do we move from there? Oh, I didn't show you this room either, I'm sorry. The main path straight ahead, there's an entryway right here. and this leads to a large health pack. There's this ruined area up top, but it's really nothing. That's just where poor Bastion's brother fell through. But there's the large health pack here. So what's going to happen is, you know, you'll be fighting at this choke point, and you have a large health pack here. You have a large health pack right down here that you can go to, and then there's also the smaller health pack right here, because there's going to be a lot of posting up. The defending team is in many cases likely to defend from this side or from this side, because they don't want to defend all the way back here at the payload, because there's way too many flanking points. If they're defending right here, you can go up and around over there and shoot them from behind here. You can also go through that way and shoot them from behind here. You could go wrapping around this way and shoot them from behind here. So I expect a lot of the defending teams to try to post up at this checkpoint. It's actually, I saw a pretty popular thing, like we'd have a Bastion set up here, or whoever, Junkrats 2, and then there'd be a Reinhardt standing here, or actually at the choke point. And if you're blocking like this, and then watching this door, the only other way around is right up here through people who can climb or jump up there, and then they can go into that area. But yeah, so this is a pretty, you're going to see a lot of people defending from that position, basically. Okay, so if you're at the checkpoint, if you're at this choke point, where do you go through? Well, it's only this, up above and to the right. But to the right is just this little thing. It just leads right here. And if the defending team's sitting right here, you're just going to get shot there anyway. So that's going to be hard. Maybe you'll see Reinhardt's and Lucio speed boost through this way with the Reinhardt shield blocking up until there. That's certainly quite a possibility. But that is one exit. Going straight through, obviously, right to the tower is another. You could hook it to the left in here. Or, as mentioned, if you can jump up here or climb up here or whatever, there is another path right here. But it exits there. So essentially, the only ways through this checkpoint are the main doorway and above, right there, and then right there. Those are the ways through. It might be possible, maybe with some Genji jumps or some tracer blinks to go around. I know that a lot of maps let you do that. I don't know if this is one. It doesn't look like. Oh, why can't I double jump after wall climbing? Blizzard are ruining my life. It doesn't look like I could do that with Genji. I tried to jump to the right there. It wasn't happening. This is what happens. This is why you don't do live commentaries, because if you get a failure like that, everyone gets to just sit here and laugh at you. You guys are laughing, and I don't appreciate it. All right, so there's that. So yeah, those are the three ways out of this choke point. Now, once you're here, this is where things start to really open up, okay? Once you've made it through the choke point, there's a lot to consider. So first, let's go left, okay? Let's say you either double jumped up there to go through here, or you Lucio boosted with a Reinhardt shield to the left this way. Once you're through here, what do you do? What's next? There's a little alcove in here, but it doesn't really, it's just for like line of sighting during fights, basically. There's no other thing to do with it. Once you're right here, you could obviously go straight to the payload, but there's also two left areas that you can go. So you could go right through this way, okay? Or you could go down these stairs and go through this way. This is also an area with a health pack. And then once you're back here, you can obviously see the payload. There's that entryway there. But then there's also entrance into this Huntsman's building or whatever it is. And this is pretty neat because it lets you have access to the payload. There's a health pack here as well as another health pack right in there. There's also a second level up here, which gets you up and above and behind the payload. So really, really nice if you can sneak up here. If there's if the rest of the defending team is facing your team on the other side, you could get some pop shots from back here. And this also leads to the next main section. As you can see, there's the main castle. This is the second, after you've captured the payload, this is where it pushes through. This wraps around down this way, which will lead to that other health pack that we just shot a moment ago, right in there. So again, it really opens up. And then if you can jump or climb, there's also, you can get access to up here. Now let's go the other way though, okay? So that's if we took a left from the choke point. Now let's take a right from the choke point. So we Lucio boosted through with Reinhardt shield, we went up here, and then we have the decision. Okay, we could go straight to the payload. We could go this way in towards the payload. We're still trying to capture the payload here. Or we could go up above, all right? So Lucio boosted through. We keep walking. Walk, walk, walk. All right, team, here we are. And this puts us up above to this spot. Look at that. So now we're right above and behind the payload. So lots of areas to go once you've made your way through that choke point. It's just going to be getting through that choke point that is going to be hard at first. But once you're through, lots and lots of stuff to do. And I'm pretty sure that's everything in this area. So we have now captured the payload. Now it's time to push the payload. So the payload's going to come up here. The gate is going to open. What do you do next? Again, really opens up. To the right, we've got an exit here and an exit here that leads into this little watchman's tower in front of the castle. That thing is a labyrinth in and of itself. There's also the exit right here, which you could just go to the main area, or you could go this way, right, like this, and then there's another section over to the left there. Or, if you're someone who can jump or climb, once again, all right, so we captured the payload. And then I'll go like, okay, let's go up here, and let's go. That's where we boosted through. Let's go up here. And then all of a sudden, boom. Now we're in the next section. So we're in this next section. The payload continues to move. What's next? Well, I'm going to save the, no, let's do the Labyrinth of a Tower first. So this place, there's just multiple levels to it. This is one of the cool things about this map. There's so much verticality and like different areas that you can go into, and lots of like hiding spots and sneaking spots. So the payload's moving through, the team's with it. I'm gonna go this way though. I want to flank, so I could climb up here if I wanted to, but let's just pretend we can't climb. We'll go on foot. All right, so we go on foot into here. We can see the payload is pushed that way. We can see underneath the bridge. I mean, I guess this is technically another checkpoint, but no, it's not really a choke point because there's so many ways around it. You can go up this way, go all the way up to the top. You're going to see a lot of defenders up in this area. So you could sit up here, and Junkrat or Bastion could sit up here and make people's life a living hell. They could sit up here and make people's life a living hell. And then there's also, at the tip of the tower here, there's another spot to set up. Like, I had so much fun with Bastion on this map. I actually really want to try Junkrat. I've heard he can be very, very effective on the map. So yeah, you went up there, you go through here. This leads up to the area that we just looked at, left up there to the top of the archway, and then out here, this actually puts you right in front of the castle. This leads up to the top of the pier there. Here is, once again, another area to the top of the archway. But then there's also a lower area. There's one more level beneath this with the stairs here. So this is the other entrance into here, besides those stairs to the right. And in this one, there's a large health pack. There's these little like sewer areas. This is a fun little spot. From here, I mean, if someone stood close enough to the edge, you could like Roadhog hook them down and just laugh at them as they fall into the river. Obviously, you can climb up this if you are Hanzo or Genji. You could jump up there or boost pack if you're Pharah or Winston or whatever. Okay, so now we'll go through this way, though, and this is leading to the other side of the map. So beyond the main path that the payload is moving, we've got that labyrinth, that I continue to call it that, on this side. Just because there's so many, there's 3 different levels to it, and then there's different tier levels up top as well. It's awesome. But then besides the main path, you could also move to the left. Don't forget this sniping tower up here either. If you made your way over the wall or whatever, you could sit up here if you were like Hanzo and get some shots off or whatever. But then there's this area to this left, and this is multi-tiered as well. So we can either go down or up in this section. So we'll go down at first, which will lead us to the little puddly wine cellar here, or whatever the heck it was. They probably stored, I don't know what they stored down there. I don't know much about medieval times. And this is going to wrap us right back in around to the other side of that archway. But then there's also the top section right over here. And this is going to lead just above it. All right, and there's, you know, we went all through there. And then this will also drop right back down. Just like that. And don't forget over here that you do have these little spots that you can land. So if you ever fall down here by mistake, it's not completely the end of the world. You still have the option to land on there. I fell down there. My first time on this map, I was playing as Mercy, and I jumped. I jumped because I thought it, like, I saw, like, castle and stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's probably just going to be the floor of the castle. And I jumped. I'm like, no, it's not! So, yeah, you do have that over there. And you're making your way through, so the payload's made it over here. And this tends to start to be a tough spot as the defending team, you know, you might see like a Hanzo up there or a Genji up there shooting at you. And the entrance into the castle, there's only 3. So there's up there, which, you know, only certain heroes could get up there. Right over here, and right over here. Those are the 3 entrances into the castle. There's a little side, I'll show you this. This doesn't go anywhere, it's just, you know, it's here. But this thing exists. So this is one of the entrances. Up and above is one of the entrances. And right over here is one of the entrances. So let's go through the right first. This will go through, lead you into the main corridor. That is for the other entrance. You can get some high ground up over here. Okay. And then it wraps around up top. We've got a health pack up here. Big health pack. We also have... Praise the sun, Blizzard. I love you so much for doing that. Just much respect. Much respect. This will wrap back around. That's a spawn point for... This won't be their spawn point anymore. If you're at this point, the defender spawn point is going to be all the way back right over there. But so yeah, that wraps back around, and then you're right here. So let's go in from the other way. Obviously, if you go in through the door, you're in through the door, right? And this will only happen before you've actually pushed the payload. Once you push the payload to the door opens up. But let's go through the other side. So we go through this way. This is pretty simple. It's just straight. There is a health pack, though. That's why I wanted to go through and show that to you. And then from this side, there's everywhere that we went earlier. Okay? From this side, you can wrap to the left, and there is going to be a section off over here. And it goes down, dips down to a small health pack. We could come out at this point and be shooting at some of the defenders over there and whatnot. Or you could continue to wrap back around, go in here for a large health pack, another point of attack, or continue to wrap. It's like there's just a lot of wrap around. Another small health pack over here. There's the king. There's the payload delivery area right there. But then there's also a high ground right up here. So you could, you know, take advantage of this, shoot down at people, keep an eye on your flank over here. Perfect. You push the payload through. Once you're about here, the enemy team is going to be defending very hard from these areas. Also, keep your eyes up here, because you'll tend to see people trying to be sneaky by hiding up there. And then, you know, dropping down with like a Genji ult or something. Or maybe like a Mei, maybe a Mei boost Bastion up, and then he's right here and just ready to shred your face. So just be careful for that. And then I guess the last part to show you is we've got this over here. Small health pack over here. And there you go. So that is pretty much the map. Again, this isn't the typical way that I do videos, as I'm sure you know by now, but I figured a live commentary made the most sense for really showing you the map and really giving you a good feel for how it's laid out, all the different areas that you can go. I don't believe there's anything I've missed. I'm pretty sure that is absolutely everything that this map has to offer. Obviously, I didn't show you inside of all the spawn locations, but those are just rooms. There's nothing exciting in there. There's nothing of, you know, tactical importance in there. So yeah, just keep your eyes up and watch behind you all the time. There's just a lot. There's a lot of different flanking areas, even though it's not a tremendously huge map. Again, it is smaller than Gibraltar. And the way I tested this was I put Genji's dash off cooldown so I could just spam it. And I tested from the front entry of the attacking path, attacking team's spawn point, all the way to the delivery of the payload. I tested it by just dashing with 0 cooldown. So I went dash, 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 and I took the main path, dashing all the way, only dashing, no walking. And it took about 15 dashes with Genji to go from attacking point A exit all the way to payload delivery. On Gibraltar, it took 19 dashes, and those dashes cover a fair distance. So yeah, it isn't a huge map, but because of all the side paths and all the verticality, I still find it a very interesting map, and I think I've been really enjoying playing on it. It seems like it might be defense favored from the games that I've played, but that could just be that people don't know the map. So when you don't know the map that well, people who are hunkering up on defense have an easier time. That could certainly be it, but either way, thanks for joining me, checking out the new map. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, sorry, because I know it's not as edited as usual, but, you know, again, I think this was a good way to show it to you. I'm just repeating myself. This is why I edit stuff, because I just come off as an idiot if I don't. I gotta carefully control how I present myself to you. Alright, guys. Have a good afternoon, and thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you later.
Greetings.